Hello, dear Geminis. Welcome to the first part of your monthly reading for May 2025. This reading is for you. If you have Gemini in your moon, Venus, ascendant, and or sun sign. Okay, so let's take a look. Gemini, what is coming your way in May 2025? If you please. So, for Gemini, please. What is coming your way in May 2025? Eight of Wands, a lot of forward movement in everything is happening a bit too fast. Yes. It's even, so the Eight of Wands is actually a positive development, right? You have clarity here, you have conversations, you know which direction to go. There are commitments here, right? There are contracts being signed here. But in general, I have this feeling of, it's going too fast. Yes, it's going too fast. So the positive things are happening too fast for you in May, and the negative things are also happening too fast. Okay. Even the resolution of something negative is happening too fast for you. Whoa, I already forgot about it. I don't want to forget him yet. Something like that, for example. Or Eight of Wands. I mean, we had an argument there, right? We were at odds, and now we're at peace. So, Eight of Wands, everything is happening quickly in May, and for you, personally, yes. Subjectively, it's too fast. Okay. There's also, or the card before the Eight of Wands is the Seven of Wands, this, or keep your distance, You're trying to protect your own territory. And the next card is the Nine of Wands, this wall around you, that you've built for yourself. Again, it's this I'm inside or you can't come in thing, okay? You don't like, or now with the Seven of Wands and Nine of Wands before and after, or you don't like this. You don't like that changes are going to happen at your home. You want your territory, the place where you live and breathe, to stay the same, for nothing to change there. Maybe you had a falling out with a colleague and you were on bad terms with a good friend. In the past, she said, I would really love to apply at your company too, or then we could work together. Somehow there was an argument about something else. Now you've made peace. Already in May, you've made peace, and you realize, oh shit, now that we're on good terms again, she's going to bring up that topic and actually apply to our company. Yeah. And then she'll come into my territory. Eight of Wands. Or Eight of Wands. Clarifying relationship talks, and you say, oi, my relationship status is changing right now. And you really have to ask yourself, Gemini, you really have to ask yourself whether maybe you unconsciously started this conflict beforehand. Maybe you started this conflict so that this colleague wouldn't apply, so that this good friend wouldn't apply to your company, perhaps. Or did you have a conflict like that with a man or woman close to your heart because you knew exactly, hey, just one more peaceful conversation and he'll ask me if he can introduce me to his mother? There really are. I've seen this a lot in my own circle, where you just know, oh shit, this is going to lead to this or that, right? Or you end up doing it subconsciously, triggering a conflict that way. Eight of Wands, clarifying the situation, nervousness on your part. All right, let's take a look. That's right, isn't it? Eight of Wands, if you work in IT, it's extremely stressful. Extremely stressful. Every time a problem is solved, you know exactly, now they want another problem fixed, and then there'll be another problem. And another problem, another upgrade, another training session. IT professionals do for a living what people experience in their love lives. One problem after another. Now that this is solved, the next problem will come. Many people have that in their private lives. Yeah. 8 of coins here. You'd like to keep going just as you have been. Don't come to my workplace. Do you see the city way off in the distance here? Don't come to my workplace. Don't tell me we're going to sleep in the same bed from now on. I want to sleep the way I always have. I'm listing examples so you understand exactly how you'll see this energy in your life, right? That's also the 8 of Wands. Here, someone is teaching you a family recipe, or your mother is teaching you the recipe. Do you know why I always resisted when my mother wanted to give me her recipes? Guess what? So I don't have to switch to the kitchen counter. Then I get cooked for. I always do that when someone tries to explain a recipe to me. I just don't get it, so that they'll invite me again. I say, you cook this so well, I could never do it. And then I get invited instead of having to cook myself. And that's your 8 of Pentacles, that's your concern. Because now you'd have to change something here. Suddenly you'd have Sandra as a colleague. Suddenly, 8 of Pentacles, you're supposed to reorganize your daily routine. Suddenly now you have a partner. Suddenly you're supposed to look at engagement rings. Now it's spring now, I want to look at summer shoes. I don't want to look at engagement rings right now. So, Gemini, it seems that you are really resisting the idea of making any changes here, and you're not comfortable with things shifting right now. Gemini, I'm holding you by the shoulders right now and shaking you. 8 of Wands here, 8 of Pentacles here. These are positive cards. This isn't something bad that's happening to you here. Okay. 8 of Wands, the clarity comes after a long period of uncertainty. And uncertainty is much worse for you as an intellectual zodiac sign. Yes, as an air sign, uncertainty is tough for you. 8 of Pentacles, this is about building something. The next card, 9 of Pentacles, is the reward. 8 of Pentacles. What are you working on? What are you doing there? 8 of Pentacles. You have a routine, you have a life, you've built something there, you're organized here. So, sorry, but you've earned this. You deserve something here. And you're going to get it. Don't resist your own happiness. 6 of Swords. Take a look, maybe check out some psychology books. This is something that echoes from your childhood. This, I have to function, I have to be orderly. I've created this order and that's how it works and that's how I have value. Or now I have it, I have control, I have order, I function, I provide or bring order here, and as soon as that gets disrupted, first of all, I won't have anything left, or I'll have to start functioning all over again. I have to make sure again that everything works, that I function, that I have order, that this and that are in place. And also, of course, that if I don't function, I won't be loved. And if I am loved, then I can't function. So in reverse, that comes from childhood. Yes. 6th, it's even harder here. These are things you've been carrying with you into the future, things that don't really give you the permission to truly allow yourself to reap your rewards. You're like, but I'm only loved if I work towards it. Isn't that right? Harvesting itself is forbidden. So what do I do then? What am I worth afterwards? The depth psychological aspect, yes. I would do a bit of research into what was going on with you regarding the 6 of Swords, or rather, what was going on with your parents. This especially applies when one received praise for achievement, attention, and praise for performance. It's actually very important to give a child attention and love simply for being there. Not just when they're in a bad mood, not just when they've accomplished something. Depending on this, the child then learns, I have to act sad here. Then I get love and attention, and then as an adult, or I have to achieve something then. I am worth something. That is what unconditional love is. I love you and you have my attention right now simply because you exist for no reason. And that didn't happen for you. There had to be a reason for you to get attention, for you to receive love. And here I see the key in functioning. You had to function, you had to perform, you had to speak correctly. Or this can especially be the case with, for example, what flashes before my mind's eye right now is if you had any physical complaints. Or let's say, for example, you once had a cast. Or I have to heal as quickly as possible. Then I'll get the attention again. I have to make sure I can walk, as soon as possible, because the mother was somehow frustrated or something like that. The parents were tense, or we have to carry the child around all the time. And you say, I have to be able to function again as quickly as possible. Okay, so something like that could happen here, okay? Take a look at it. Is that your problem? No idea. I'm doing tarot now for entertainment, not for depression. Wheel of Fortune and the vicious circle here. Gemini. Things will happen in May 2025, and that has already been hinted at here. Look, these are 2 of the cups here. In May 2025, things will happen in your life that will pull you out of a vicious cycle, out of a mistaken way of thinking, and with the Wheel of Fortune will ensure in the long term that everything will turn around 180 degrees for the better. With the Wheel of Fortune, we see here that something significantly unexpected is coming from someone toward whom you have an unhealthy attitude due to the fact that your unhealthy growth, whatever that may have been. With the 2 of Cups, you will come together through this development where you will also be carried along by the Wheel of Fortune off into the future, into the arms of this person. What exactly? How exactly? I will look into that with these cards here. And then I will use these cards to see what is going on inside your counterpart regarding you, what he or she thinks and feels about you. And then, with the help of these timing cards, I will tell you when the communication will come in that gets everything moving here, when the next contact will take place. You can find the link to the continuation both below in the info box and in the top comment. The download happens automatically. You get instant access, sokaz, and can continue watching the second part seamlessly. If you like my style, I'd appreciate it if you click subscribe. I'll see you on the other side. And to everyone else, I wish you all the best. Take care. Bye-bye.